Yeah, that's what Phil Yates said. Breeze Nation, what is going on? This is your boy Jordan JC back again with the super producer Joe Holt in the building. And we got some more breaking news. Per Adam Schefter, we have Tremaine Edmunds that has been released from the team. It says that they are releasing former Pro Bowl linebacker Tremaine Edmunds. Per sources, he has been a full-time starter in each of his 8 NFL seasons, and now he will become a free agent with 900 tackles on his resume. Initial thoughts, I'm going to be honest with you. I was blown away by the fact that we released him. I thought he was going to be involved in some trade talks. There was some talks about him going to the Las Vegas Raiders in a trade, possibly for Maxx Crosby. So does this mean that we're out of the Maxx Crosby sweepstakes? Are we going the short-term route? Or what are we doing, Joe? I don't know. Like, we got all this money now, and I don't know what we're going to do with it.
Why would you announce, hey, everyone, Tremaine Edmunds is available for a trade? We want to get $15 million off our books. And the rest of the league is like, we'll wait for you to cut him.
Let's wait to cut him, right?
I knew he was cutting him.
Hey, we already fleeced somebody. We got the second-round pick for DJ Moore even after a hefty contract, so I don't think we could have fleeced anybody else. But, I mean, with the money that's now freed up, do you think that they now – and by the way, what's up to all Breeze Nation? My bad. We're coming in here. As you can see, Pat is not here because he is on business. He's on sports business, taking care of big-time things. And so we're covering this story. And obviously, we'll get to you guys in the chat as well. Shout out to everybody that's supporting the channel. But what do you think they're going to do? Do you think they're actually going to move forward and try to get the big fish in like a Tyler Linderbaum to adjust the center position and Maxx Crosby? Or does this move mean that we're going in a different direction?
Oh, I don't have my GM hat on right now.
Where's it at, Joe? Where's it at?
It's at the old studio right now. Well, like you said, so I saw the tweet that said, according to, we have projected about $44 million in cap space.
Yeah.
Now, my pipe dream is to somehow trade for Crosby and sign Trey because I'm greedy. I'd like to see.
What is with you and Trey Hendrickson?
Just saying, if he's healthy, I want because he could walk over. It reminds me of the Carmelo Anthony situation where the dude could just walk on over to the team, but he had to get the money and gutted half the New York squad, and then he stuck. Anyways, the point is that we can just why give up all of our assets to a degree, but that I keep hearing too many things. 1 minute is that the DJ Moore gave you a second-round pick was amazing to get a second-round pick of that value for that. Now you have, if they wanted 2 first round, I sound like they didn't want to give up 2 first rounders to the Raiders in general. They want to give up 1 first rounder and then I guess package some picks and things of that nature. But it sounds like the Raiders know that everybody wants him. It sounds like the Cowboys are driving up the price.
That's the biggest competition. Yeah,
that's the issue. Like who's playing? What is it? Who's playing a chicken? Waiting to see who ends up blinking first in terms of making a move for Maxx Crosby. Either way, to get all the way under that cap, and now with the center leaving, there's 2 trains of thought. Either way, something's going to happen. We're going to get some type of upgrade in our D line. I know that's for sure.
Yeah.
Now that also means that we have to flip and get say Linderbaum. I was talking to Drew earlier. Linderbaum may only cost $4 million more than what we already have right now with Dahlman. So if you sign him and you want an instant 25-some-year-old center, and now you just plug and play and move on, or you're doing something big to be able to get a lot of defensive line help.
Yeah.
Now, whatever we do, my point was this: if we get Trey is not going to be here a long time. I think that Trey is here to help win immediately because Caleb Williams is going to command $6 billion in 2 years.
The stupidest contract in history. Jesus Christ.
The dumbest contract.
$6 billion is nuts.
$6 billion.
Indubitably. No.
Brandon
Let's get
Green,
to
shout out to Brandon. He
super
said
chat
this
real
feels
quick.
like
Shout out to Brandon Green.
yeah.
Go ahead.
He says this feels like a move from Maxx. Do gone for a second, and Tremaine gone.
DJ gone for a second.
Probably
Tremaine gone.
Sometimes
Now, see, that's my only thing is if it's a move from Maxx, we thought that one of those players that were just mentioned would be included in the package, because if you're going against Dallas for the best compensation or best trade package, even though I know Maxx preferably wants to come to Chicago, aren't you kind of working at a disadvantage now that you've released Edmonds to kind of just go over where he wants, and DJ is now traded? Who else are you going to put in the package for Maxx Crosby? Jalen Johnson? Who else is there? Or are you giving up 3 first-round picks? Like, what are we doing?
They're not giving up all those picks. I mean, this is the thing. He's making $32 million now. Next year is $30 million. 2027 is $29 million. So you've already gutted $25 million, which was the DJ Moore salary. So you still got five. Well, he was 28. If I'm correct, he was 28 million this coming up year, wasn't it? So
what's that? You talking about DJ?
DJ Moore was like 28.
Yeah, it was 27 and a half up to 28. Yeah.
Yeah. So and you might extend Crosby when you get him here to make it a little bit more friendly. I'm all for it. I'm for getting him if we don't have to give up our entire future to get Maxx Crosby. But it sounds like Dallas might
you probably will be.
Yeah, Dallas, they might jack the price up. Who says that we don't necessarily, use that? We have 2 second rounders with a first round. We have the 57th and the 60th. I'm correct. We inherited the 60th pick from the Buffalo Bills.
Yes,
that's almost like 2 back-to-backs.
That is.
So
that is.
It depends on who. I say this: I trust this coaching staff way more than I trust any of the other coaching staffs that we have. And if they go, and if Poles and them want to get Maxx Crosby, that works. We're going to have to basically draft linebackers and safeties, and because we didn't re-sign Brisker, we just cut Tmaine. So it's who's stepping up that's going to take Tremaine's spot. TJ Edwards is the only guy I like that I wanted to keep on my defense outside of I like Brisker, but I can see keeping Bayard at a good price. And we got Kyler Gordon. We just paid him.
Now here's my biggest thing, and I want to get your opinion on this too. And of course, I see it in the chat as well. Even Maury's 1996, you kind of read my mind. At the very least, if you go for, let's say we don't get Maxx Crosby, right? We're not excited to not have Maxx Crosby. He wants to come here, but it's not going to work. Las Vegas is not going to accept a first and a second or a first and 2 second or whatever the case may be. They want a player back. We can't appease them and say he goes to Dallas. My goodness, if he goes to Dallas, that line is ridiculous. Or unfortunately, say he goes to Detroit, whatever the case may be. We go the route of getting Trey Hendrickson, who's been released, and obviously we pay him and give him a chance. Despite the injuries, he has been one of the better sack leaders in the league for the last 3 to 4 years. And then you get Tyler Linderbaum, pay him the highest contract for a center. He's only 25. And so now you have a center that will protect Caleb for quite a bit of his career, and you invest a lot in looking into the draft to address all of the other defensive holes. Like, is that the route that we take, where Ryan Poles is not kicking the can down the road for these contract issues, and he still has some control over the draft and what we can get through the draft?
That's a great train of thought. That, like, everybody's like, "Why is Joe stuck with Trey Hendrickson?" Look, if Trey Hendrickson is healthy, I'm not an idiot.
Why you like him.
I don't want an unhealthy Trey Henderson to come here and steal money from the Bears. I don't want that. I want a healthy 14 to 17 sack Trey Henderson to come in. I'm expecting
14 to 17.
Physical. I'm expecting him to pass a physical. I'm expecting him to be healthy to come here to command that type of money. If he is that guy, and we got him for 3 years, and he walked over here, I'm fine with that. To your point, now we have to sign Linderbaum. The price of the center went up because now we got to pay a little bit more. But we got younger, and we have a center and another anchor on our line. It's the same line. We still got a left tackle that we got to deal with, and we still got to address the rest in the draft. So technically, we would still be in a good space. Is Sweat necessarily a bad defensive end? I think having another bookend on the other side would help him.
I think he's better with some better pass rushers around him.
I would prefer
if
we could upgrade the entire or both bookends. I'd rather do that.
Yes.
But if you sign Trey, sign the Linderbaum, cool with me, and then you got all your draft picks. You got 2 second round. That's 3 starters.
When you heard the news earlier about DJ going to them, and obviously we added a 2026 fifth round pick, did you realize that we were even close to getting a second? We were talking about it earlier. We thought at the most, because somebody even tweeted out that at best they would get a mid-level draft pick. That means about the 4th. I'm saying, well, I'm happy if they get the 3rd. We got a second out of that. That was exciting.
I thought it was. Yeah, I didn't think that was unreasonable. I mean, it was more like
talent, yeah, but not the contract.
Hey, thank you, Buffalo.
We appreciate you. King Pose does it again. So now my other issue is, if we're going to Trey Hendrickson round like you like, and then we get Tyler Linderbaum, could there be money left over for some, let's say, some mid-level pass rushers? In the motive, you heard Cam Jordan just got released. He's going to be going to free agency. You know the relationship that he has with Dennis Allen already. That seems like an easy buy-in for him with whatever left juice he has left as a like a backup or a rotational piece. Do you go get a Khalil Mack or a Mike Dana from Kansas City? Like, there's a lot of different names out there that could be like secondary pieces to add to this defensive line. Have you given any thought to even those names?
Well, the point is that once you get, if you have Sweat and then you got Trey, for example, we're actually okay on the ends. So where's our deficiency? Is it still our defensive tackle?
Interior. Well, that's where Dana would be. I believe
the report is Dexter is not going anywhere. Dexter is one of our guys. And Dexter,
initially they said he had some interest. I don't know where that came from, but then they completely shut that down quick. He's here to stay.
Right. So he is, and Dexter has been productive. I don't see any interior guys that are free agents that are worth hollering at. If we go edge defender that's coming out, I mean, I don't necessarily want 35-year-old Khalil Mack. Joey Bosa is he's always hurt. Not at 18
I'm good on the Bosa brothers. I'm good on Bosa.
Not at 18 million. Do we want Khalil Mack? The only guy
Khalil Mack has been serviceable. You think that we still would have to pay him. That's true. That's true. Not at
35 and at $18 million a year. I'm okay on that. The only guy once you get Hendrickson, that means that they actually have a lot of picks, and they may see some guys they want to draft. I don't want Cam Jordan. Cam Jordan is almost my age. He's 36 and a half.
Yeah. Now, here's another thought, too, and this is something that we've talked about, too, even before the releases and the trade of DJ Moore to try and shore up some money. Do we have certain players on this team already that are willing to restructure their contracts so that we can open up even more money to fill some of these spots? Say we do go for Maxx and a Linderbaum still, even though Maxx would be within a trade. Do you still have the money for it?
No. Well, we're at 44 projected right now.
Yeah.
Which means really you only got you need a good deal to get the 2 guys that you sign. Like I think that the key to building a team is not so much about signing free agents as it is drafting very well and then being able to reward those players that actually make it to their actual big contract. So it could be the train of thought is let's pump the brakes, everybody. And we all know we saw the Glaze Fest with Maxx Crosby and Caleb.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, yeah. A lot of glazing.
I mean, and he is 28, but, I would be fine. I'm fine getting them. I also trust that posing them is aggressive enough to get, the thing is like this is the things that we need to see. I like what Yurko had said earlier about addressing things inside house. Rome Odunze is coming into his 3rd year. If anything, this is the 3rd year breakout for receivers. It takes 3. We need the number 9th pick to be that dude. We need to see some Jackson Smith and Jigba coming out from Rome to do his thing, right?
Right.
We have who are our linebackers that we drafted? We got Hippolyte.
We got Ruben Hippolyte. He was kind of I wouldn't say he's a complete miss, but he didn't really impress as much yet. He's got some work to do. DeMarco obviously came out of nowhere and kind of put himself on the map.
I think the mentality has to be we all know this as we are all learning here or seeing. The trenches mean everything.
Everything.
We did their offensive line in 1 year, and all of a sudden we had a top running game. Caleb was only sacked -5 times. Like, he didn't get sacked at all. And so now it's time to build the D-line. The D-line will now make the linebackers and the secondary, they will reward them. I see CJ's thing. We need to see if Shamar Turner is the guy that steps
can
up.
Can he impress?
So if you got Trey, you got Sweat, and then you got Dexter and Shamar, because Grady is like 32, 33. He's not going to be here after a while.
So he's best suited being rotational now.
Yeah. Jalen Johnson hopefully has an offseason to get back in shape. He was really heavy. He was he was a step slow. Does he get better? So like when you start to address the secondary and the team that we have in place, I think the draft might reward us with some linebacker. We still got to address our left tackle situation, So get Grady Jarrett. I said Grady Jackson. Sorry, thank you, Moose. Thank you.
To Grady Jackson.
I did. I was like
Grady Jackson.
Great. A name like Grady needs to follow it with Jackson.
That is the blackest name ever, Joe. Grady Jackson. Come on down. Yeah. No, that I totally agree. I think there's a need, obviously, for the interior to be addressed too. I saw Brandon Green ask the question about, how do we replace Tremaine Edmunds? And one thing I do want to do before we move forward in the conversation is just give Tremaine his flowers, because I've seen a lot of tweets, and I have to apologize because I kind of put a tweet on Spotlight when it came to Drew Dahlman when he retired. There was a tweet from someone from the bar room that mentioned basically like, oh, his last game was trash. He had a 44.1 PFF rating. He didn't do any good blocking. And so kind of like kicking him out the door as he leaves. Yeah. And I kind of want to show respect to all the players that obviously have done a very good job, because Drew Dahlman did his job for Caleb. Caleb was not as sacked as many times his rookie year. Drew Dahlman did a good job in the run blocking schemes. You had DJ Moore. A lot of people were claiming that, his last play on out the door was him kind of misreading the route and kind of slothfully going through the route and getting that turnover, where I believe it was Cam Curl with the interception or something.
I mean, Caleb could have just ran.
Well, we know all the other options that could have happened. We know, but what I want to do, instead of looking at it from a negative perspective, is, hey, we appreciate Tremaine's time here. Everything that he did, obviously, he was a very, very good linebacker, inside linebacker. Did a lot of things. Had, I believe, one of his best seasons this year before he went down with a little bit of an injury. As far as pass deflections and interceptions, he had 4, over 120 total tackles, a sack, and so. Man, Tremaine Edmunds did his job here, and obviously, just for the sake of things, we want to give one more last. It's Chicago. That's what we want to do one more time for Tremaine Edmunds. He started that mess up, and we appreciate Tremaine Edmunds for that.
First of all, I was one of the ones that said re-sign him and extend him, because he did do pretty good. But let's say this.
Yeah,
Tremaine Edmunds was brought here under Eberflus defense. He was here to be a covered Eberflus rangy linebacker. He doesn't fit this scheme. DJ Moore was brought in. Like, now that the McCaskies have got out of the way and they've let Ryan Poles actually cook as a GM, we've got a good coach. We've got real coaching. So now we got to get the players that fit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I didn't have a problem with Tremaine. I like Tremaine to a degree. I thought he did good, but I'm okay, because you have to now fit people that fit. This is Dennis Allen's offseason. Last offseason was all Ben Johnson. We got to get this offense right. We got to get people in here, period. We got to start cleaning some things up, clean up in-house. So
totally agree.
And I like DJ Moore. My thing is, it's not that I said, like, I didn't want DJ Moore here. It's just that.
Well, Kid basically said, get rid of DJ because he's not living up to his contract. I didn't want DJ if it meant we can do what we're doing now, free up money so that we can address other issues.
Luther Burden is the reason why DJ Moore is.
He could be the real deal, and obviously, hopefully, Rome goes back to what we thought he would be at the beginning of the season. Just as a quick shout out to Papa Do That real quick. 900 tackles for Tremaine. That's something I was going to bring out. There was actually a stat where it says that Tremaine is the only other person outside of Luke Kuechly since 2000 with 900 tackles and 50-plus passes defended before turning 28 years old. I keep forgetting Tremaine Edmunds is not old. Dude, he's been in the league since 19 years old. It feels like he's been in the league 10 years. This dude is only 27, I believe, and about to turn 28, I believe. Yeah. This is ridiculous. And so shout out to Tremaine Edmunds. Hopefully, you land somewhere that is helps you to continue to be productive, that you can succeed. We don't want you to beat the Bears though, but outside of that, have a good time.
Yeah, Tremaine it's more about fit. This isn't him, DJ, all those guys. It's about fit. I appreciate them being here. I definitely do.
Yeah.
He wasn't on my list of I'll pack your bags and help you leave out of town. He was never that. But it's just that he just doesn't fit the scheme that we have. And that's the unfortunate part about turnover with new coaches and everything else. The D-line we got to get that D-line right. And so, and after a certain, but again, like I said, TJ Edwards, that's my guy. I love that dude. And hopefully he can come back from his injury, because that was a pretty bad injury too. By the way, man, look, man, we got over 100 in the chat.
Oh, we got over 100 in the chat.
We got over 200 in the chat. We got over 300 in the chat. We got over 400 in the chat.
Oh, 400. We ain't got the soundboard. We ain't got none of that.
We put the Twitter in there. We don't have Twitter on here. We just got YouTube. No,
I tried fixing it. Yeah, I probably forgot to press Twitter.
Button up at the top. It's all right. It's okay.
Yeah. My fault there.
The thing is, I trust where the Bears are going. I'm excited to see the next moves. I'm okay. I know we're getting something. Now, I would be disappointed if we don't get Trey or Max or one of them in general. And if we just go to the draft, it's like, nah, okay. Grady Williams wants
Grady.
Can we get rid of that Jalen Johnson contract too? I would say, I think you still got to have if he gets back in shape, you got to have him back. It's good to have at least one corner that can cover everybody. When he was top 3 when he was in shape.
Oh, when he was the best, he was a household name. He was definitely tops.
So, now selfishly, I would say if we could throw him in and get Max, I'm fine with that. Because you got to move. You have to move. It's either him or Sweat that you got to move to get Crosby in here.
Yeah.
Because they want to impact player plus draft picks. So if you can sell Jalen Johnson to come out there, I would be okay with that. Ernest Meyer said TJ Edwards was slow. We made 2 bad deals that's costing us good players. Dayon Garrett, get rid of Jalen Johnson. He will never get over that injury. You don't think he'll get over that injury? I mean, if it was a core, obviously it was a core muscle injury, and the Joker could run. He looked like me out there. Out of shape. He needed offseason to get back in shape. If he could drop about 10, 15, maybe 10 pounds, he should be able to get back.
He'll be all right.
Yeah, TJ was slow. I think TJ out there was one of the best run stopper linebackers that we had. When he's in there, he's got that dog in him. Now I agree that the Dio deal, that's the one we got to figure out and get rid of, really.
Yeah.
Because it was even when he was.
That we're not getting rid of. We're not getting rid of him. We hopefully, and Pat said it as much. If we can't really rely on him on the outside, he did show flashes as an interior rusher. He did a little bit better on the inside.
They said that's what he was brought here to do. He supposedly had versatility.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a reason they signed him. There's a reason that they gave him that money, and we've yet to see it. I'll say this: is it fair to say that we were hard on the defense in general because it was the beginning of the year, and you know how it takes time for people to gel. Now, tell me, defense is faster than it takes for offense to gel.
Offense to kind of get together. Yeah, the chemistry's not there,
and we were starting to see some things take effect because really, it was Nashawn Wright. That was all of a sudden he got an interception against Minnesota. Oh, okay. Then he got another interception. Oh, okay. He kept doing stuff.
Yeah.
But Dio started to do. I think did he have he did something and he got hurt and that was.
Well, he had a really good start to the first game of the season. It was the first quarter where he showed flashes. I think he got in on a sack in one of the first sequences of the first quarter, and then he trickled off, kind of just like how Javon Dexter does. And so really what it's about with those couple of guys, it's the consistency. You paid him so much money, and really I think that was a bad contract from Ryan Poles, if I'm being honest, which is another reason why if we're going to go all in, I want us to truly go all in for these issues that we have to kind of patch up on the trenches, whether it's the defensive end. I want us to either get a Trey or really, in my mind, Maxx Crosby, and then you get your Tyler Linderbaum or your Tyler Biadasz, or at least see a lot of people saying Connor McGovern. I know Pat said earlier that Connor McGovern is kind of the same mode of what we had in Drew Dalman, kind of apples to apples comparison, where he's really good in a lot of zone blocking schemes and stuff like that. And so, you have options. You have options to truly address your issues.
My thought on Drew was that he was a good center. It wasn't like when he came in the door, this was all pro, Hall of Fame center. So,
yeah, he was known for his run blocking. He was very good at run blocking.
He was good. I'm not saying he wasn't, but he has his position could be upgraded where it's like, we're getting another top serve. I mean, he was in the top echelon of centers, but he wasn't number one. But he was like number 7, which that's very good. I'd rather have number 7 than number 30.
Well, they're saying Tyler Linderbaum might be the best. I heard Ole Crute say he might be the best in the game right now.
And that's cool with me. I'm saying there's room for improvement because now we can get another guy like that. That would be amazing. And then we just got to figure out this left tackle situation. We got to figure out our defensive line situation.
That is big.
But now, to me, technically, we're in good shape if we just sign one impact defensive end. If that is Trey Henderson, who's healthy, that helps a lot because you got Sweat on the other side. If Shamar Turner is healthy and is supposed to be the guy that they expected when they drafted him, let's just say he improves. Now you go into this draft and you can get the best player available at 25.
Yeah.
Then you come back around at 57 and 60, and you might have to get the best linebacker. You might get the best safety coming out.
I agree with that comment, yo boy. I will give honor. I'll give respect to that. By the way, Creed Humphrey is up there.
I think I've heard that he is the best. That's fine. It's fine with me. But the point is that this is what I saw. Zach Frazier, who went to Pittsburgh 2 years ago in the 3rd round.
Yeah, I remember Zach Frazier. Yeah,
he's like the 2nd or 3rd best center in the game.
Yeah,
if I'm correct, I thought his rating. And that was in the draft. Like you can still draft somebody. I know they say that, and he's in. I think it's his 2nd year. Let me look that up. I believe Zach Frazier is in this. Is this the 2nd year?
Yeah, go ahead. Well, while you look that up, I mean, we have so many different ways. I've even talked about it. There's a prospect coming out of Iowa where Tyler Linderbaum literally was just out of, and they push out great linemen at that program.
Yeah, he's going into his 3rd year. So like Zach Frazier.
Oh, okay.
So the point is, and that was in the 3rd round. You still got to scout. You still have to draft well. If you sit there and spend all your money on free agents, I mean, that's cool. But typically when you're paying for free agents, that means you're paying for your mistakes in the draft that you did not fill. And it sounds like our guys are actually doing a better job. Like this is one of the this is shout out to King Post. This is one of the first times that we're hitting.
Giving credit to King Post.
We're hitting on our 1st round picks.
Yes.
Caleb.
Yes.
Rome,
I know, right? Rome was doing good. I think Rome will get back to what he was if he just kind of relies on being healthiher.
See, now listen, if you listen to me and you drafted first, we still have DJ. We still have DJ. I'm just saying.
Instead of who?
We still have DJ, and we have Jared.
No. Who do we draft instead of Jared Verse that year? Was it Darnell?
Rome.
Oh, it was Rome. That was the year for Rome.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying the whole time. I mean, but anyway, hey, I digress. Okay. The point is, they're doing better at hitting on their picks to a degree. If they can hit, the 1st and 2nd rounders, we're going to be in good shape. So at least get one. How much we got? Supposedly right now, Bill, it's $44 million in cap space.
Yeah, it's around 44, 45 by some sources say. So we got some wiggle room. We got some play money. It's play time.
This dude, fire poles for getting.
You don't fire poles. You just got to expect.
There is no 10th round.
Fire just for First of all, I agree. I'm gonna be honest with you. If we would have found a way to trade Tremaine Edmunds and get some trade back for some draft picks back for him, that would have been a fleece because everybody around the league, like you said, should have been like, no, we're gonna wait for him to be released or cut. Like that's the smart way to go.
He'll probably go over to San Fran with his. Well, no, his boy.
Ooh. I mean, because Fred Warner's middle linebacker over there.
No. Well, he's outside linebacker, but
no, Fred.
I guess he's the middle line. They had him playing middle linebacker.
Yeah.
He came from Buffalo, and I'm saying, Eberflus became assistant head coach. I think at San Francisco.
I saw that. Yeah, that might be. Yeah.
Well, he'll find a home that fits for him. I mean, I think
somebody's going to want him.
Yeah. But
Somebody's gonna
I'm
want.
happy with. I like where we're going, and I think that I think that we're going to have a fun off season again. I'm expecting a move. I mean, the free agency starts on Monday.
Yep.
Alex Machado just beat me just at the same time. We're in the same thought. We're going to find out what happens.
The
And
official
I mean,
signings, everything's official next Wednesday, I believe.
yeah, and I think that we'll see about restructuring. There might be some more restructuring to get done, but to me, why are you restructuring? Is because you are setting it up to get something. You don't need all that room for rookies.
No, you don't.
You already have, I think,
you need like 10 million for rookies.
Is it $9 or $10 million already for rookies? So
Yeah.
the rest of this is for somebody's coming here.
I mean, somebody big is coming here, and that's what I kind of want to end it with. Let's kind of nip this in the bud because we're talking about how this gives an immediate impact on the offseason plans. And let me know what you all think in the chat, what your prediction is. Joe, what do you think they're officially going to do moving forward? Do you think they go with your guy and get Trey and then get the best center and work through the draft, or do you think they go another route? What do you think they're going to do officially?
Oh, geez. Why are you putting
Get your GM hat on, Joe? Where's your GM hat? Come on. That's it.
That doesn't count. I don't have any tape.
What are you?
Remember I taped it and wrote GM on it?
Oh, I thought you were Sylvester Stallone. You turned it around into over the top.
Over the top. You know what we're gonna do? Yo, Mickey, I ain't no Bill. I would say, you know what? What the heck? They're gonna sign Trey Hendrickson.
Okay.
And then they're gonna get a center. I don't know if it's Linderbaum. I don't know what whatever the right price is, only because it takes a while for centers to acclimate.
Yeah.
So they're going to get a stopgap center, sign Trey, and then they're going to use those picks to build through the draft. That's what I think.
Yeah. I'm leaning towards they still find a way to get Maxx Crosby. Now the only issue is, does Las Vegas still want a player included in whatever it is that the Bears give them as far as trading draft picks? And then also I think they try to go for either Tyler Biadasz or Connor McGovern as that secondary, a cheaper option than Tyler Linderbaum, because Tyler Linderbaum will get the most money for a center eventually in history. And then I think they kind of ride this out through the draft. Whatever picks they have left after the trade for Maxx, they address all of the other deficiencies in the draft. As you all have seen, I mentioned a couple of really good names, especially at linebacker. There's some good names that you have in the second round that might be there. There's a center also prospect that you have that could be there in the third and fourth round. And so I think that they do their due diligence and really pick some really good draft picks like they did last year and just make this team a complete team. Anything else you got for us, Joe?
No.
I saw some chat you put up.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Mine is like Mr. Inglewood saying. I mean, it's back and forth. One guy's like, Crosby isn't good to elevate. I got what's the name telling me, Mikey Days, stop telling Trey we're on him. We don't. Yeah, nobody knows. We're
there's a lot of smoke and mirrors. You really don't know. You really don't know until you know.
Everybody was like, I mean, last night when I was talking to Pat, he's like, they're making a trade, and he was thinking that it was a 3-team trade to get Crosby, for example, and he thought it was going to be New England, and then we find out today it's Buffalo making that trade, but then nothing happened. So now it sounds like this is the off season of what we say. What is it? The lying season. This is lying season. Nobody knows. We don't know. So I just know that I'm selfish. My selfish desire is give me Maxx and give me Trey. I don't care. Get me a deal.
You're talking about getting both of those. What you got to let go of? You got to let go of Montez Sweat then.
Yes. Now I'll tack him up to the airport, to Midway, or
you are greedy.
Yeah, I am greedy.
That is a meaty take right there. I didn't know you want both of those guys.
It just depends. Honestly, the draft is you still got to hit in the draft, and if you're able to find a defensive end or somebody, that's what we want to see. We hear it's a deep draft, and hopefully, I think you sign one guy. I just don't see the impact guys coming in here off the street like that. So unless they got some other trade, I don't see how that's happening.
All right. Well, Breeze Nation, that's going to be it for us. Let us know what you guys think about everything that's going on. The Tremaine Edmunds release. Obviously, we talked earlier about the DJ Moore trade to Buffalo for a second-round pick. That was epic. And then, of course, Drew Dahlman being retired now. So How do you all feel the Bears will continue to move forward in the offseason? Do you think they'll go after the big fishes? Do you think they'll get greedy and try to get Trey and Max, or Max and Tyler? We don't know. But we will see. It's all going to be exciting news. Obviously, everything's going to be official starting next week. I think Wednesday is the official signing days. And then obviously is the tampering period, as we mentioned on Monday. And so we're all looking forward to it. We'll keep you all up to date. As always, Pat will be back with the crew after today. And so until next time, stay safe, Chicago. Peace.
Stay classy, Chicago.